So here's the inside where you can see where everything's been joined together. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and take a coil, all right? And I'm going to start in the middle in here, and I'm going to come out. Now, at this point, I like to actually trim my coil. Okay, see how long it is? I like to trim it. Just makes my life a little bit easier. Now, this is where it's super important that you follow, that you pay attention. Notice I'm going to hold the outside of the wall right here. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my sculpting tool. I'm going to wet it just a little bit. Now, when I wet it, okay, I dip it in my water, but then I run it along my sponge. The reason why I like to do that is so that way I don't have an excess amount of water on my tool. Okay, so now I'm going to hold on the outside. I start in the back corner, and I'm going to push down into the corner and away from the corner. Okay, so I go into the middle of the coil. Let me bring this a little bit closer so you can see right there. Notice how I come into the middle of the coil, and I push in and away. So what I'm doing is I'm pushing the clay into the corner, into that joint. Okay, got a little bit too much water on there. There we go. I'm gonna pull it back. See, I got a little bit too much water on my wood right here. So what's happening is it's starting to stick to the top of my work surface, but that's okay. I'll move. See that? So I keep doing that. It doesn't take a long time. And then I come up. Notice how I hold the outside. My hand is on the outside so I don't push through my wall. Then I come up. This is welding. All right. Now, the whole idea behind a weld is that you never see it. Is you want to make sure that if a proper weld isn't going to be noticeable, it's going to basically look like it's just one piece of clay. But notice that now I could pick it up from that wall and it doesn't fall apart. That's good. Now, while I'm here, I'm going to take care of this other side. Then I'm going to clean up to make it look like there's nothing there. That's, again, the point. So I'm coming in here, once again, like I did the other one. I like to trim a little bit. Okay. I'm going to take my sculpting tool again. I start in the corner. Again, let me move this over so you can see that my hand is on the outside, holding the outside. Okay. Using my sculpting tool, I come into the middle of the coil. I push it down, push it into that corner. If I don't hold the outside, I push my wall right off. I don't want to do that. So right there, that's attaching it to the bottom slab. And then I come back to the corner and I come up. Careful not to stab yourself in the face with the sculpting tool. I almost just did that. All right, so that's pretty good. But now notice I have another joint right here. So I need to come up with that. So I start once again right in the middle, right in there. And I come up. I'm going to definitely trim the top of it off. Okay. So now you can notice, let me lift this up and move it back so you can see right in there. Now I'm going to have my hand on the outside holding it. So I'm holding the two walls together on the outside so I don't push through. Okay. Right here, I'm keeping them together. Good. All right. And you always want to do two walls at a time. If you try, or at the very beginning of this, because if you try to do just one wall, it's just going to flop over on you. The clay is still in a plastic state, so it's going to be floppy. So if you're going to do one wall at a time, you have to wait for it to get a little bit more leather hard. But the problem with waiting for it to be completely leather hard or too leather hard is then you don't have a lot of time left. Now there we go. See how it's nice and welded? That's pretty cool, right? Now comes the finishing part of this. What I like to do to make this look like there's nothing there, like I never added any clay, is I like to come in with my tool, like right in here. Okay, again, I'm holding the outside, and all I'm doing is kind of scraping away some of the clay. Not a lot. All I'm doing is just cleaning it up. So I'm coming in here, taking that extra clay, and I'm essentially smoothing it into my existing base or my existing wall. So that way it creates a really strong weld that's all, and also demonstrates my craftsmanship, right? I'm not trying to scrape away clay so that it weakens my wall, but rather I'm trying to strengthen my wall and making it look sharper. Come in here with this tool, with the back of it, just to kind of smooth out and clean up my details or my edges. See that? Not a lot of pressure here. Do not add a lot of water. Do not add any water, actually, if you can avoid it. Because as soon as you start to add water, it's going to start to disintegrate on you, and that's going to be a problem. Okay? Water can be your friend, and it could also be an enemy when it comes to working with clay. See that? Look at that. Makes it look like if I never added anything. As it starts to dry and I start to clean this up a little bit more, it's going to get even better. Okay? Does that make sense? That's basically where we're at. We want to be working on that. And now I'm going to be doing the same thing to add the other walls. So I'm going to add this wall. And then eventually I'm going to add this wall. All right? Okay? And that's what we're going to be doing. All right, so I think that's enough. I think you understand what you need to be doing. Go ahead and get to it. As you have questions, please let me know.